Well, hello! How are you guys doing today? A special Friday video, because I know I won't be here, because I will be at the Dallas Guitar Show, so instead of a live stream, you get a lesson video. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about improvising riffs. Now, if you want tabs for the scale that I'm basing a lot of this stuff off of, that link is down below. Probably tired of hearing me saying it, but I have a free guitar course, the Fretboard Decoder. It is right there, linked below as well. And we're going to go ahead and dive on into this. So here's what we're talking about. It's a question that I get asked a lot about, and it is improvising riffs. Just kind of come up with riffs on the spot that aren't, just kind of... That sounds totally fine, but we want more kind of, if I came up with a riff... Wasn't the best riff ever, not the best example, but I'm gonna kind of take you through the process if I was to really sit down and build a riff, basically just improvising it, and just the steps that I use to kind of like make up stuff on the spot. And as you practice this, it's basically like a muscle kind of like memory kind of thing between your scale and just kind of what your rhythmic ear has to do with it. But as you get better at this, it becomes much quicker. So I'm going to give you like a slower process right now, but as you practice this more, you'll be much faster at it. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out the key of A minor pentatonic. I might pull some extra notes here and there, but for now it's just going to be good old minor pentatonic. I just have like a light crunch tone kind of going on now. So here's what we got. I'm going to just play one note. A lot of times I like to let my ear tell me where that note's gonna go. So maybe it's coming with a rhythm first for that one note. So I'm gonna go. And I'm hearing like bum, bum, bam, bam, bam. There it is, bam. So what I did was I found my note with the key I was going to work out of. I gave myself a little bit of a rhythm, just out of my hand. I just started kind of playing, and I found a groove and just kind of sat there on it for a minute. And then I just really listened. I let my ear tell me, where is this going to go next? Bow, 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 and I could hear that. I was like, okay, and this is really where just the more you familiarize yourself with the scale, like I kind of pulled notes out of box 1 and kind of box 5. So the more you know your scales and stuff like that, the easier it is to kind of like have that reference, to be able to be like, all right, I know the sound that I'm hearing. How do I find it on here? And like I said, once you have a really good connection with your hands on those notes, it's easy to find them. So we have this riff so far. I think that was the riff. Something close to it. This is all off the cuff, so I got to try to remember as I go. So we have that riff now. Now the next thing that I like to do is, this is kind of like improvising, writing. I might just kind of stay with that for a little bit, or you could add a power chord. Kind of fatten it up. Or I might figure out, I'm like, okay, so what is this note? I'm doing an octave. I'm hitting 2 different G notes there. And sometimes just changing your position. Now, and again, going back to the whole, the more you know the scale, the easier this thing. I can change it on the fly. So I might go like, okay, so I'm going A, C, B, G. And I might go, okay, so A, C, B, G. And you might be like, why change that, And it sounds basically the same. Now this open G, as I missed the string, sounds to me quite a bit different than more of a pop. But also I'm in a new area. I have more notes to work with now, or maybe not more notes, but different ordering of the note. Is that a sentence? Ordering of the notes. So yeah. So we have that going on now. So now I'm kind of like box 4, so I might want to go like bow, 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 dun, you know, I wanted to go, I don't want to do the same thing each time. It's been ascending. Maybe I want to go, that would sound kind of cool. Oh, sorry. Something subtle like that. I'm like, okay, it's starting to kind of get some more attitude to a different vibe. Now I'm like, okay, I want it to go, it's, you know, real, and I knew, I was like, I'm like, okay, I know what sound that is. Kind of up here in box 2 now, so. Now for me, I always love bending, those bendy kind of ugly notes. So let's try to, instead of going like this, each time I'm actually going to bend up and I go, something like that, you know? That's just like an idea that just popped in my head. So I'm using my ear, I'm using the knowledge of the scales and the fingerboard, and I'm also just thinking of stuff. I'm like, oh, it may, you know, maybe like some kind of like ugly fall down into back to that G. So okay, I didn't bend it, but I think that works better. See, now we're really starting to build it into something. Maybe, yeah. Something like that. Change keys, you know, I went to the E. And that's really how, at least I do it. And a lot of it's just trying stuff. And I found if you have a strong rhythmic background to what you're playing, you can really try whatever you want, to be honest. As long as you know, again, the scale, the realm that you're kind of in, the key, what are the best notes to kind of end on, like your root notes, stuff like that. You can get away with trying a lot of stuff. So if I was to literally just to wing it, let's see if I can do this. I'll go back up here for a second. You just keep that swing, that rhythm going. You can add a lot of stuff as long as you're not just like completely out of key the whole time. Like if I went over A, doesn't sound very good. But if I go, and I think another important part is understanding what your ear wants to hear. So like sometimes like how I did that, that is like if I want something more aggressive, get more strings in there. You know, don't just. It's not anywhere near as aggressive as. You know, move all over the place. And like I said, the more you practice stuff like this, the better your ear gets at communicating with yourself, you know, to know what exactly you're kind of like intending the riff to do. It makes songwriting so much easier, coming with, you know, like with a catchy kind of hook riff, if that's what you need to have for a song. That would be my tips for that. So that is, I'll leave you guys off with that extra little Friday video lesson. And I'll be back with you tomorrow with a video. Can you dig it, Joe? Bye, guys. Tabs, fretboard decoder, all that good stuff. Bye.